takes over that first place, and I like the one really well. Run a little bit wide, canal up, get to the side of him up, try to go through. That's not in that third, take the one more left to go there, 4 up, point of the there for LJ McElhinney. 7 points to number 991 Rex Austin. 6 points to 37 Braden Blythe. 5 points to number 43 Harry Little. From the top, that should read 7, 10, 8, 5 and 6. And the winning time, 1 minute 18.81. 1 minute 18.81. Not sure where you want to write that in your programme, but that is the time nonetheless. So away they go, and the cadet, Albie South, is the leader as they go into that turn. Albie's been doing an awful lot of racing this year, and he's been coming on really, really nicely this year in this cadet class. He leads the way. Levi Collins is in that second place, and Darcy Lewis Powell, the other cadet, out there too. So Albie South, well out in front here. He really has had a great season this year, coming on leaps and bounds, travelling the country with his family. One more lap to go then for Albie South. And Levi Collins, the leading auto, in fact he's the auto out there, isn't he? So precious laps all the same for these lads, there's no doubt about that. Albie South's coming around, he's going to take a win here and take the 10 points for the cadets class. So the results then of race 2, it was a win for Albie South, so 10 points to rider number 54 Albie South, and Levi Collins number 88 also 10 points because he was the leading auto, and then 8 points the second for Darcy Lewis Powell number 821. So the winning time there for Albie South, 1 minute 22.08, 1 minute 22.08. And in your programmes it should read non-starter at the top, 10, non-starter, 10, 8, non-starter. So we go to our oldest competitors in this year's competition, the intermediates, all on 250cc machines. And there are some very, very fast riders coming through this class at the moment. You're about to see a few of them here. So it looks like we've got 4 riders. Right. now. Very quickly got himself in front, throws the thing sideways into the turn. And I would imagine that will be Archie off and running now. Jack Scully Sire is the rider who's taken that second place at the moment. William off with his third. And John Cox in that fourth place. So this gives us a chance to have a good look at Archie Roll. He's just absolutely fantastic on that 250 machine. I don't think he shut off coming in that turn, did he? Those of you over here, absolutely kicked it. And he's about to go past John Cox. So one more lap to go here then for Archie Roll. That really is incredible the way he's tilted into that. Now catching up with William Hoffman as well. So round he comes for the final time. A spectacular win for Archie Roll, number 3. Almost managing to lap the whole field. Jack Scully Sire managed to keep himself in that second place. He will manage to do all 4 laps. And I can see William Hoffman doing his 4th lap as well. Second place then to number 7. It will be William Hoffman to finish 3rd. And John Cox will have the 4th place. So the results then of the Inters, it was a win for Archie Rolfe number 3, so that's 10 points to rider number 3, 8 points to number 7, Jack Scully Sire, 7 points to number 80, William Hoffman, 6 points to number 13, John Cox. No other finishes. The winning time, 1 minute 06.38, 1 minute 06.38. The scores from the top should read: no score, 10, 6, 7, no score, 8. So back to the juniors then. They are back on the circuit, and we saw Archie Whitelam take a win in the opening ride. He didn't have it all his own way, he had to fight his way through. It is once again Rex Austin who leads, but once again, just like last time, he gets swallowed up in the corner by both Luton James McElhinney and Archie Whitelam. And Archie Whitelam goes past McElhinney going into the pit corner. They are neck and neck there in the middle of the corner. Archie Whitelam with that wide, fast line. LJ McElhinney trying to keep him out there as much as he can, although he's run past the corner there. That Archie Whitelam switched up the inside. He saw the mistake. They get very close coming past us. So a brilliant race this between these riders. LJ McElhinney almost losing it. He picks the machine back up again, but he hasn't allowed Archie Whitelam to get away from him now. So a great couple of laps from these youngsters. One more lap to go then for Archie Whitelam. Braden Blythe this time is in that 3rd ahead of Rex Austin. So round they come for the final time. It's going to be a 2nd win of the morning for Archie Whitelam. 2nd place to LJ McElhinney. And Braden Blythe improves on his opening ride with a 3rd place this time around ahead of Rex Austin and Harry Little. The results then of 2nd of the junior races, race 4, a win for 92 Archie Whitelam, so 10 points to him, 8 points to Luton James McElhinney, rider number 58, 7 points to number 37 Braden Blythe, 6 points to 991 Rex Austin, 5 points to number 43 Harry Little. 1 minute 17.50 was the winning time, 1 minute 17.50, and those points from the top in your programmes should read 6, 10, 8, 5 and 7. So back to the Autos and Cadets then for their 2nd race. So once again, Albi South here, super impressive. We've got these very, very talented youngsters coming through the sport at the moment. Not as many as we'd like, of course, at the moment, but you can see that we do have some very talented youngsters, and Albi South is certainly one of them, as he's proving here. Levi Collins just really starting out on that auto class. I'm sure he's got lots to give in the future as well. And another one in Darcy Lewis Powell, the youngest class that we've got here today. So great to see these guys getting a little bit of lap times at such a big meeting. So round comes Albi. He's going to lap Darcy Lewis Powell before he gets to the finish line. It's going to be a win, second of the morning for Albi South. So a win there for Albi South, 10 points once again to him, rider number 54. 10 points also to rider number 88, Levi Collins in the autos. 8 points to rider number 821, Darcy Lewis Powell. And no other finishes, so it should read from the top. No score, 10, no score, 10, 8, and no score. The winning time that time around was 1 minute 24.94, 1 minute 24.94. So, here we go with the inters, another chance for us to have a look at the awesome Archie Rolfe here. And then after this race, I believe we will be having the adults practice. So this will be the last of our races, and then we will have a bit of practice time straight after that. Archie Rolfe who leads into the first turn once again. So this time it is Jacob Phillips who's in that second place. So we didn't see Jacob Phillips in his opening ride. He's come out for this one. He's in that second place. Head on Jack Scully Sire. So Archie Rolfe once again looking impressive. Jacob Phillips, not sure why he didn't make that first race, but certainly looking good in this one. Jack Scully Sire in that third. We'll be interested to see the race time here for Archie Rolfe, so we were having a bit of a discussion before we came out. Looking forward to seeing what sort of race time the adults put up later, just to see just how quick Archie's going, because he looks absolutely rapid, doesn't he? Comes down, it's another win for Archie Rolfe. And Jacob Phillips takes a really wide line. He picks up second place. Jack Scully Sire in that third, and I think John Cox was a lap down there, so it's William Offen who's in that fourth place. So the results then of that Inters race, it was a win once again for Archie Rolfe, number 3, so 10 points to him, 8 points to rider number 34, Jacob Phillips, 7 points to rider number 7, Jack Scully Sire, 6 points to number 80, William Offen, 5 points to number 13, John Cox, no score for Finley Theobald. The winning time, 1:06.80, 1:06.80, so slightly slower, but not much slower than the first one. From the top, the numbers in race 6, the points should read, no score, 10, 5, 6, 8, and 7. Here this morning, and so far in the juniors it has been all Archie Whiteland's way. He has taken 2 wins so far out of 2. We've seen some very quick starts. Rex Austin very quick into the first turn, but look for Luton James McElhinney in that second, and Archie Whiteland's already going around the outside. He's gone right the way round. Rex Austin's trying to make it difficult for him, but it's Archie Whiteland once again who leads. So Rex Austin in that second place. He's got Lucas James back in the inside. He's got past him there into that second. So Rex Austin in third, Braden Blythe fourth, Harry Little in that fifth place. So this has gone all Archie Whitelam's way so far this afternoon. It's probably his best ride though. He's had to work his way through in the other heats, but this time he certainly made sure he got to the front very, very early on. So one more lap to go, and certainly McElhinney is going to have a go here at Archie Whitelam in this last lap. He's trying to build up some speed. As the grass has come off the circuit, it's got much, much grippier. So the lad's just struggling to turn the machines in the middle of the corner. Luton James has come up the inside, but Archie Whitelam takes the win. Luton James McElhinney second, it's Rex Austin third, Braden Blythe fourth, Harry Little fifth. So the results then of the juniors race, their third race, it was a win for 92 Archie Whitelam, so another 10 points for rider 92, 8 points for rider number 58 Luton James McElhinney, 7 points to number 37 Braden Blythe, 6 points to number 991, that's the wrong way round, isn't it? 7 points to number 991 Rex Austin, 6 points to number 37 Braden Blythe, 5 points to number 43 Harry Little. So from the top it should read 7, 10, 8, 5, 6, and the time was 1 minute 21.23. 1 minute 21.23. So 3 wins out of 3 for Archie Whitelam, 3 seconds out of 3 for Luton James McElhinney. And we move to the autos and cadets, where Albie South has been doing all the winning in the cadet class. So it is Albie South once again who hits the front ahead of Levi Collins. Albie South in the cadets class, and Levi Collins in the autos class. So all three of these riders very much coming from Grasstrack families. Albie South's granddad is Ian Clark, who's a multi-British champion in the GT140s class. So he's certainly got a very good tutor. So one more lap to go here then for Albie South, number 54. So Albie South takes a third win in the cadets class, and Levi Collins is certainly looking good to take his third win as well in the autos class. So the results then, it was a win for number 54 Albie South, so another 10 points to Albie South. And 10 points also to Levi Collins, number 88, as the winner of the autos. And 8 points to Darcy Lewis Powell, so as they were throughout the whole day. No score for all the others. The winning time, 1 minute 25.50, 1 minute 25.50. So the scores in race 8 should read no score, 10, no score, 10, 8, no score. We move on to our Inters class. So we were doing lap times earlier for the the adults, and I've just tasked the timekeepers with doing some lap times here for Archie Rolfe, because we're fascinated to try and find out how comparable he is with the adults. So we'll have that with you in a minute. No pressure, Archie. It's a good job he's got his helmet on, isn't it? He can't hear us. So away they go then. Archie Rolfe hits the front. Jacob Phillips is there in second place once again. And Jack Scully Sire is in third place. Jacob Phillips under a bit of pressure in back up the inside, and he moves Jacob Phillips over. That's a good move there from rider number 7 to get Phillips to second place. So Jack Scully Sire, new to Grasstrack. He's had a go on the speedway. He's from the Isle of Wight, in fact, Jack Scully Sire, so he's had plenty of laps on the Isle of Wight, or a few laps on the Isle of Wight. Now turning his attention to the grass and getting quicker and quicker, but he's got some way to go before he matches the speed of Archie Rolfe, who's absolutely left the thing over off the first place as he goes around the pit corner. He's adapted his style. The track's got grippy, and you can see that Archie's adapted his style brilliantly. He takes the win once again. Going to be Jack Scully Sire, who's in second place, having disposed of Jacob Phillips. Jacob Phillips finishes third, ahead of William Offen. So the results then of the Inters: it was a win for number 3 Archie Rolfe, 10 points to Archie Rolfe in race 9, 8 points to number 7 Jack Scully Sire, 7 points to number 34 Jacob Phillips, 6 points to number 80 William Offen, 5 points to number 13 John Cox, no score for Finley Theobald. So from the top it should read no score 10, 5, 6, 7, 8. The winning time was 1:07.82, and Archie's fastest lap, bear in mind that earlier on Chris Harris did it in 16.65, Archie's is 17.28, so he's not far away, is he, given the fact he's got half the engine time. And it is once again Luton James McElhinney and Archie Whitelam who have got themselves to the front to do battle once again. Whitelam, who was leading this competition, of course, he's had 3 wins and then he's dropped the machine up on the pit corner. So the lead has been inherited by Luton James McElhinney. And he comes round to take the checkered flag for the first time this afternoon. Braden Blythe is in second place, he gets 8 points there. Third place to Rex Austin. Harry Little will pick up 4th. No score for Archie Whitelam. That could be incredibly costly at this stage. So the results then of the last of the juniors racing. It was a win. 10 points to 58, Luton James McElhinney. 8 points to number 37, Braden Blythe. 7 points to number 991, Rex Austin. 6 points to number 43, Harry Little. No score to Archie Whitelam. Good to see Archie's up on his feet over there though. So from the top it should read 7, no score, 10, 6 and 8. 1 minute 22.28. And that does mean that overall the winner of the juniors class with 34 points is Luton James McElhinney. Second place will go to Archie Whitelam on 30 points. And third place will be Braden Blythe on 27. So the last of our autos and cadets races here. Once again, Albie South. He's done all the winning so far. And he's certainly going to take a fourth one here. He's going to take some stopping, isn't he? Look, he's almost coming up to the back of Darcy Lewis Powell already here. So one more lap to go then for Albie South. Here he comes for the final time. It's going to be a fourth win here for rider number 54, Albie South. He takes the win and the overall meeting victory as well. And Levi Collins, the only auto cadet here, he wins his class as well. And then Darcy Lewis Powell will finish second. Darcy Lewis Powell finishing second, of course, in the cadets, and Levi Collins over on the top corner is the winner of the auto cadets. So the official results and points there: win for Albie South, number 54, so 10 points for him. 10 points also to Levi Collins, number 88. 8 points to Darcy Lewis Powell, number 821. And the winning time was 1 minute 27.99. 1 minute 27.99. That does mean that Albie South is the cadet winner and Levi Collins is the autos winner. So coming to the tapes, our final youth race of the morning, the Inters once again. And of course Archie Rolfe has had 3 wins out of 3 so far. Archie Rolfe does go past him into the first turn, but that's a good start from Jacob Phillips, who gets filled in going into the turn. So Jacob Phillips holding on to that second at the moment. Jack Scully's inside. And William Hoffman's much closer to them this time as well. So there is a bit of a race on for that second place, but it's very difficult to take your eyes off of Archie Rolfe, isn't it, at the front? It's absolutely majestic the way he's going around. Jack Scully sire has come through for that second place now. Archie Rolfe. So Archie having to go much wider to go round and past William Offman, but he takes his fourth win. Devastating performance there from Archie Rolfe, absolutely no chance for everybody else whatsoever. Jack Scully Sire's ridden very well. He picks up second place and certainly takes second place overall as well. Third place to Jacob Phillips. And William Offman will collect this fourth place. And John Cox in fifth. So, give them a round of applause as they come past. And what can we say about this young man? Let's hope we keep him on the green stuff for the next few years, because he is a talent, there's no doubt about that. Very much looking forward to seeing Archie up in the adults in the next few years and seeing what he can do there. But he takes the win here, 10 points to Archie Rolfe, meaning that he finishes the day on 40. 8 points to number 7, Jack Scully Sire. He comes second. 7 points to Jacob Phillips, number 34. 6 points to number 80, William Offman. 5 points to number 13, John Cox. No score for Finley Theobald. The winning time, the fastest so far, 104.68. 104.68, so the fastest that he's gone all morning in his last race, Archie Rolfe. Perhaps he was sandbagging for the other three. Number 11 is Chris Neame and Zoe Pay. Number 7, the British number 2, Barry Bennett and Rowan Lucas. Number 5, Shane Freeman and Toby Veer. Number 143, Mike and Louis Skelding. Number 91, Richard Webb and Goodwin. And then we've got the right-hand sidecars. Number 92, Paul Whitelam. Number 9, Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney. Number 3 is John Hand and Adrian North. Number 76 is Simon Beanie and Brooke Fowler. And number 20, Dale Fish and Jordan Fish. Number 10 from the Channel Islands, Clint Blondow and Lewis Davies. And the multi-British Masters champion, number 37, Mark Cosser and Andy Wilson. Number 80, Will Offman and Ricky Pay. That's Ricky driving the outfit though, by the looks of it. And he's brought William, his son, who raced earlier, out there with him as well. Number 30, Steph Blythe and Morgan Blythe. Number 22, Will Penfold and Freddie Wood. Number 2, the 1975 Wimborne Whoppa champion, of course, Steve Smith and Gareth Little. Number 24 is Terry Saunders and Liam Brown. Then we've got some of our solos coming out as well. Charlie Wood leads them round. Darryl Ritchings, number 21, over from the Netherlands. Nick Meyering making his debut here on the British scene today. James Shanes, number 93, I'm sure there'll be lots of support for James here. Ben Ilsley, number 82. Barry Powell, number 821. Jason Prynne up from Cornwall, number 25. Jodie Hodgson, number 53. We've got number 11, Paul Cooper. So, ladies and gentlemen, you will notice that we have got 4 riders that have made their way to the finish line, and these riders have done an awful lot this season, achieved an awful lot, so I want to tell you all about it right now. First of all, the sidecar outfit, riding number 6 this afternoon. Just last weekend, Mitch Godden and Paul Smith raced in the European sidecar final. They finished second last week. Let's give them a round of applause, Mitch Godden and Paul Smith. And rider number 4, he's had a fabulous season out on the continent. He's the world number 7, he was also in the European final, Andrew Appleton. And rider number 37, he's had a fantastic season. He was 3rd in the European Championships this year. He was world number 2 in the World Longtrack. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Bomber Harris. And we've got these guys here today because they also together achieved something absolutely fantastic a few weeks ago at Vector. Chris Harris, Zach Freitneck, Andrew Appleton and Cameron Taylor, who's not there today, led by the team manager Mitch Godden. They are the Long Track of Nations World Champions. In the past week, we've sadly lost 2 valued members of our Grasstrack family. Last Sunday, Jonathan Duke, and very sadly, Clive Davis as well. 2 people that worked very hard for this sport over many years. Our thoughts are very much with their families and friends at this difficult time. And today also marks 40 years to the day since Jim Coles tragically lost his life at the Wimborne Whoppa. A moment that's never been forgotten by those who were there and by everyone who loves this sport. Of course, there are many others we've lost in recent months and years. Riders, organisers, officials and supporters, all of whom helped make Grasstrack what it is today. So before we start racing, let's come together as one big Grasstrack family and show our appreciation and respect for all of them. Please join me now in a moment's round of applause to remember those wonderful people that we've lost and to celebrate everything that they've given to our sport. Thank you, everyone. So we've just got this, this is a late practice. So Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney just having a quick late practice in the right hand side cars. You can see that a lot of track work's gone on in the break to get this circuit looking good. There might be a few more breaks as the meeting goes on. We'll always keep an eye on the circuit, so do know that if we do break for track prep, it is so that we can get this track ready, and that means the racing will be better. So I know that sometimes it can become frustrating waiting for track preparation to be done, but ultimately it will make the racing better, so we all just need to sit it out and we can actually enjoy the sunshine as well. So race number 1 is coming to tapes. It is the 500cc sidecars. So we are expecting to see Josh Goodwin and Scott Goodwin here off of gate 2. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outfits over there. So it looks like we've got everybody there. Chris Neame has gone to the inside. Taken going into the first turn by Josh and Scott Goodwin. So it is the British Masters champions that lead coming off the turn. Richard Webb's not too far behind in that second place. Chris Neame in third. Under pressure from Shane Freeman in that fourth place. Here in this opening ride, Richard Webb and Goodwin, they've been getting quicker and quicker as the season goes on, and certainly putting Josh Goodwin and Scott Goodwin under a bit of pressure here in this race number 1. Looking absolutely fantastic at the moment as they come round this top corner. The last lap flag is made ready for Josh Goodwin and Scott Goodwin, although they still do have Richard Webb very close behind them. Here comes. Round comes Josh Goodwin and Scott Goodwin. They're going to take a win. It's 7 points for Josh and Scott. Second place to Richard Webb. And third to Chris Neame and Zoe Bay ahead of Shane Freeman and Toby Veer. And Mike Scouting seems to have stopped in the middle. So the results then of race 1 on the 500cc sidecars was a win for number 3, Josh Goodwin and Scott Goodwin. So 7 points for them. 5 points to number 91, Richard Webb and Ant Goodwin. 4 points to number 11, Chris Neame and Zoe Pay. 3 points to Shane Freeman and Toby Veer. No score for 143, Mike Scouting and Louis Scouting, and I should mention that they are an addition to the programme. So in the 500 sidecars, there's no Phil Rowlands and Scott Guttridge. Their place is taken there by Mike and Louis Scouting. However, unfortunately, Mike and Louis didn't finish the race. 106.32 was the time set by Josh Goodwin. From the top in race 1, the points should read 7 blank, no score, 5, 3, 4 blank. Okay, over to race 2, 500. Makes a great start. Darryl Ritchings has made a poor start. He's gone diving up the inside into that first turn, and already there's a rider falling there as they come out the turn. So James Shames is at the front. Darryl Ritchings is in that second place. So look at this battle at the front. James Shames and Darryl Ritchings has got up the inside of James Shames. Very quick on that inside line. They're completely together as they come past us, and now Darryl Ritchings goes in front. He leaps in the air as he hits this line. Out James back in to the lead, but Darryl Ritchings comes again. He goes up the inside of James Shames. A terrific race between these two. Darryl Ritchings is just about in front. James Shames still plugging away on the outside line. Down the back straight, between his teeth now. Can James Shames do anything about it? Doesn't look like it. Darryl Ritchings, he turns the machine hard in the middle of the corner. It's a hard win, but it is a win for Darryl Ritchings. James Shames second. John Cox third. And it looks like Jordan Derrick might pick off Jason Prynne at the back here, exactly what he has done, because Jordan Derrick recovers for fourth. So the results then of race 2, it was a win for 21, Darryl Ritchings, so 10 points to him, 8 points to number 93, James Shanes, 7 points to number 611, John Cox, 6 points to number 247, that should be 247 in the programme, Jordan Derrick, 5 points to number 25, Jason Prynne, no score for 109, Zach Biteneck. The winning time, 103.83, 103.83. The points from the top should read 10, 8, 6, 5, 7. So, race 3. Second solo, and we have got Paul Clifton, Barry Powell, Edward Kennett, Paul Cooper, Charlie Wood, and Jodie Hodgson. 6 riders we're looking for. Looks like we've got 6 over there on the line. It is Paul Cooper who leads into the first turn. Charlie Wood goes diving around the outside. It's Edward Kennett up the inside, but it's a good lead from Paul Cooper. Edward Kennett sets after Paul Cooper. He's very quick into the pit corner. Edward Kennett. Managed to get away. Charlie Wood in that third place. Has a look behind him to see where Barry Powell is. Paul Cooper, the Yorkshireman, looking good here. Edward Kennett at the moment isn't able to catch up with him. Looking tidy. 1 more lap to go here to fend off the challenge from Edward Kennett in that second place. Charlie Wood having a bit of a lonely race in that at the moment. Away a little bit now from Edward Kennett. Paul Cooper starts his Whoppa with a win. Edward Kennett second, Charlie Wood third. Barry Powell will pick up this 4th place. And it will be Jodie Hodgson in 5th. So the results then of race 3, it was a win for number 11, Paul Cooper, so 10 points to him, 8 points to number 6, Edward Kennett, 7 points to number 33, Charlie Wood, 6 points to number 821, Barry Powell, and 5 points to number 53, Jodie Hodgson. No score for number 2, Paul Clifton. The winning time, 103.13, 103.13. So the points in that race 3 column should read no score 6, 8, 10, 7, 5. So here we go. We have got our 2 Long Track of Nations World Champions on the circuit here in the form of Chris Harris and Andrew Appleton. Chris Harris, of course, the reigning British Masters champion. Andrew Appleton is the 4 times former British Masters champion. They've both been European champion as well. Interesting to see how young Nick Meyering goes here on his debut on the British grass track. We've got the Ashcroft boys, Ryan Liam and Ben Ilsley as well. Harris who leads. Liam Ashcroft made a good start, but he's overtaken there by Andrew Appleton. So it's Chris Harris who leads. Andrew Appleton in that second place. And they're all together. Nick Meyering comes up the inside of both Ryan and Liam Ashcroft. Coming off on. Chris Harris leading the and Nick Meyering in that third place. So at the moment it'll be interesting to see what the race time is here, because Chris Harris is back. So Ryan Ashcroft pretty much on Nick Myring in front of them. One more lap to go then for Chris Harris, who's putting in a brilliant performance here. Ryan Ashcroft's gone diving up the inside of Liam Ashcroft. Round they come for the final time. Here's a win for Chris Harris. Second place to Andrew Appleton. Third place there to Nick Myring. And it's going to be fourth for Ryan Ashcroft ahead of Liam Ashcroft and then Ben Ilsley. So the results then of race 4, it was a win for number 37, Chris Harris, 10 points to him. 8 points to number 4, Andrew Appleton. 7 points to number 95, Nick Myring. 6 points to number 45, Ryan Ashcroft. 5 points to number 83, Liam Ashcroft. 4 points to number 82, Ben Ilsley. The winning time, 101.54. 101.54. Chris Harris was motoring there. He really was. So that concludes the first leg of solos. Wins for Darryl Ritchings, Paul Cooper and Chris Harris. And we've got some tyre packing going on here. So that's what the lorry's going around for, if you're wondering. That will pack down the soil. And that's preparing the track ready for the big 1000cc right-hand sidecars. And Paul Whitelam and Richard Webb up on the inside there. We've already seen Richard driving his own outfit in the 500 sidecars and finished second. So we've got all 6 outfits at the tapes ready to go. The revs rise, tapes go up, away they go. And it's a good start from the inside for Paul Whitelam and Richard Webb. They lead into the first turn. They all go roaring into the turn. It's Paul Whitelam and Richard Webb who lead. Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney have got into that second place. It's very busy in that second turn, of course, at the moment. But a super start there for Paul Whitelam and Richard Webb. John Hand is plugging away on the inside there in that third place. It was a good first corner from John Hand and Adrian North. They got up the inside of both Will Penfold and Robbie Simmons. Robbie Simmons in that second place at the moment, not able to make any impact on the lead of Paul Whitelam. Will Penfold comes past us, absolutely smothered in mud from the back wheel of John Hand in that third. Steve Smith's in that fifth. And Steph comes down the back, so there'll be one more lap to go here for Paul Whitelam and Richard Webb, who are looking very, very good in this opening ride. So I think that at the moment they're all holding position. It does look like Will Penfold is trying hard to catch John Hand and Adrian North in that race. But it's going to be a win for Paul Whitelam and Richard Webb. They take the win. Robbie Simmons finishes second. John Hand third. Will Penfold fourth. Steph Blythe comes through for fifth, ahead of Steve Smith and Gareth Little. So the results then of race 5, it was a win for 92, Paul Whitelam and Richard Webb, 7 points for them. 5 points to Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney, 4 points to John Hand and Adrian North, outfit number 3. 3 points to 22, Will Penfold and Freddie Wood. 2 points to number 30, Steph Blythe and Morgan Blythe. 1 point to Steve Smith and Gareth Little, number 2. The winning time, 1 minute 17.22. 1 minute 17.22. The points in that column should say 7, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. The Stone Zone and Landscaping Supplies sponsoring race 6. And we have got Will Offen and Ricky Pay coming up to the gates, followed by Simon Beanie and Brooke Fowler. So I can see Dale and Jordan Fish are coming onto the circuit, so that does mean that Dale and Jordan, the reserves, will be coming into the meeting here. And we think it's probably for George Penfold and Danny Hill, who we haven't seen yet practice. So that's 3 of our 6 outfits at the start tapes. So now the other 3 outfits come out onto the circuit. Terry Saunders and Liam Brown, Mark Cosser and Andy Wilson. And finishing the lineup there, Clint Blondell and Lewis Davies. So Mark Cosser and Andy Wilson off the outside here, off of gate number 6. Terry Saunders and Liam Brown, known to be very, very quick off of the starts. So tapes up, away they go. And it is very, very even. Terry Saunders just noses in front as they get into that first turn. They are all together though. Will Offen is in there. Mark Costas completely sideways in the turn. Simon Beanie slipped up the inside of him. Drama in the first turn. It is though. Terry Saunders and Liam Brown who lead. Mark Costas is round the outside of Simon Beanie to retake that 3rd place. Will Offen's in that 2nd. And now Dale Fish and Jordan Fish are putting Simon Beanie under pressure in that 4th place as well. Terry Saunders and Liam Brown leading the way here. They made a good start. They had a really good first turn. Will Offen and Ricky Pay well placed here in that 2nd place. Dale Fish working overtime to try and get past Simon Beanie and Brooke Fowler. Now it looks like Dale Fish has got through, but once again Simon Beanie turns the power on in that 4th place. So 1 more lap to go here for Terry Saunders and Liam Brown. Will Offen and Ricky Pay holding in that 2nd place ahead of Mark Cosser and Andy Wilson, who had that heart-stopping moment in the first half. Round they come for the final time. It's a win for Terry Saunders and Liam Brown. Will Offen and Ricky Pay 2nd, Mark Cosser and Andy Wilson 3rd. So the results then of race 6, the 1000cc sidecars, it was a win for outfit number 24, Terry Saunders and Liam Brown, so 7 points for them. 5 points to outfit number 80, Will Offen and Ricky Pay. 4 points to number 37, Mark Cosser and Andy Wilson. 3 points to the reserves, number 20, Dale Fish and Jordan Fish. 2 points to number 76, Simon Beanie and Brooke Fowler. 1 point to outfit number 10, Clint Blondell and Lewis Davies. The winning time, 1 minute 16.36. 1 minute 16.36. So those numbers, those points should say 2, 7, 5, 1. No score for George Penfold. 4 and 3. So we move back to the 500cc sidecars. And we have got this time Chris Neame and Zoe Pay coming to tapes first. They had a 3rd first time out. And Richard Webb and Ant Goodwin are coming to tapes. They had a 2nd first time out. Mike and Louis Skelding are coming to tapes. They didn't finish their opening ride. And then we've got making their first race here, Mitch Godden and Paul Smith, and Barry Bennett and Rowan Lucas. So they're having their first ride here. It's a round robin event, so everyone will miss a ride. So they'll all have 3 point scoring rides and then a final. So 5 outfits on the line. On the tapes there at the start. 5 of the outfits are back. Takes up, away they go. They lead into the first turn. It is Richard Webb who gets into that second. Barry Bennett is in third. So Mitch Godden and Paul Smith lead the way as they go down into this pit corner. So Barry Bennett and Rowan Lucas look fast in that third thing. Getting past Richard Webb, it certainly doesn't look like it at the moment, as Richard Webb seems to have everything nice and tidy. Chris Neem and Zoe Pay holding that fourth ahead of the Scoudings. And Paul Smith will be good this time. They will be pleased with their opening ride. Of course, they are the defending Wimborne Whoppa champions. They won the Wimborne Whoppa under the floodlights when it was held in 2019. They'll certainly want to win this again. Checker flag is made ready. It's going to be a win for outfit number 6, Mitch Godden and Paul Smith. Richard Webb and Goodwin second. Third place to Barry Bennett and Rowan Lucas. Chris Neem and Zoe Pay finish 4th. And Mike and Louis Scouding finishing 5th. So the results then of race 7. And race 7, the 500cc Sidecars, sponsored by Dorset Soils and Aggregates. It was a win for outfit number 6, Mitch Godden and Paul Smith. So 7 points for them. 5 points for outfit 91, Richard Webb and Ant Goodwin. 4 points for outfit number 7, Barry Bennett and Rowan Lucas. 3 points for outfit number 11, Chris Neem and Zoe Pay. 2 points to outfit number 143, Mike Scouding and Louis Scouding. The winning time, 108.25. 108.25. So the scores from the top were 4, 2, 5, 3 and 7. So we go back to the solos. Race number 8, 1 to 5. It's made a good start. I can see Darryl Ritchings already making his way through. He's not been making the best of starts, Darryl Ritchings. He lifts heavily coming off the turn. Superbly gets it under control, but it does mean he's lost that second place to Charlie. Leading Charlie Wood here in that second. Darryl Ritchings will not deviate from that inside line. Will Charlie Wood realise that? He's certainly riding nice and tight. Looking very good, looking stylish. Charlie Wood right on the inside flags as they go into this last lap. So this really will open things up. First time out, and Darryl Ritchings had a win. Right, round they come for the final time. It's a win for Andrew Appleton. Charlie Wood second, Darryl Ritchings third. John Cox will finish 4th, ahead of Ryan Ashcroft in 5th. And Jodie Hodgson will finish 6th. So the results then of race 8, it was a win. So 10 points for rider number 4, Andrew Appleton, 10 points to him. 8 points to rider number 33, Charlie Wood. 7 points to rider number 21, Darryl Ritchings. 6 points to rider number 611, John Cox. 5 points to rider number 45, Ryan Ashcroft. 4 points to rider number 53, Jodie Hodgson. The winning time, 102.06. 102.06. And from the top in race 8, the numbers, or the points should be 7, 6, blank, 8, 4, 10, 5. Right, race 9. J&B's Plumbing Supplies sponsors race 9, the second of the 500cc solos. And we've got James Shanes, we've got Paul Cooper, we've got in those 3 that make the gate. It's Chris Harris who leads. Paul Cooper's in that second place. Paul Cooper straightens up in the middle of the turn. James Shanes has seen it and nips up the inside. But whilst all that's going on, Chris Harris is able to get away at the front. So Chris Harris looking good here once again. James Shanes is in that second and Paul Cooper's putting him under a little bit of pressure. Drive, awful lot of grip on this circuit. You can see the riders are trying to lean the bikes over as much as they can. Almost two-wheeling round the turn. You can see Chris Harris absolutely conditions really aren't suited. Pinning the bike sideways. Now comes Chris Harris to take the checker flag. He takes the win here in race 9. James Shanes finishes second ahead of Paul Cooper in third. Nick Meyerink finishes fourth. And Paul Clifton will be awarded 5th place. So the results then of race 9, it was a win for rider number 37, Chris Harris, 10 points to him. 8 points to number 93, James Shanes. 7 points to number 11, Paul Cooper. 6 points to number 95, Nick Meyerink. 5 points to number 2, Paul Clifton, and no score for Zach Breitneck. The winning time, 101.21, 101.21. The points in race 9 is 8, blank, 5, 7, blank, 6, 10. And race 10 is already at the tapes. Race 10 sponsored by Fry's Electrical. And we have got 6 riders on the tapes. A good few bike lengths as they get to that first turn. So Jordan Derrick's in that third. Ben Ilsley made a good start initially, but Edward Kennett has got away here in front, so we could have another heat winner here in this one. Barry Powell is in third, and he's fighting with Jason Prynne over that third place. First time out of course, Edward Kennett doing absolutely no harm at all. Jordan Derrick is looking like he's secured that second place as well. And still Barry Powell and Jason Prynne are battling over this third place still. So round for the final time. It's going to be a win here. Another 10 points here for Edward Kennett. Second place to Jordan Derrick, and Barry Powell's going to win that battle for third. Jason Prynne fourth, Liam Ashcroft in fifth, and Ben Ilsley sixth. So the results then of race 10, sponsored by Fry's Electrical. It was a win for number 6, Edward Kennett, so 10 points for him. 8 points for number 247, Jordan Derrick. 7 points for number 821, Barry Powell. 6 points for number 25, Jason Prynne. 5 points for number 83, Liam Ashcroft. 4 points for number 82, Ben Ilsley. The winning time, 106.53, 106.53. The points in that race 10 column should read 8, 6, blank, 7, 10, blank, 4, and 5. So on to race 11, the 1000cc sidecar, sponsored by PMC Landscapes. And I can see Paul Whitelum and Richard Webb are already at the tapes, ready to go. They won their opening ride, of course, from the inside gate. They're now on the outside gate. Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney, they had second place in their opening ride. Steph Blythe had a fifth. So too did Simon Beanie. And we've got Dale Fish and Jordan Fish joining in as well. So 5 outfits at the moment. Just waiting to see where the other one is, or if we can work out who's missing. It's Will Offen and Ricky Pay, who aren't at the tapes at the moment. Oh, I can see a yellow flag, so the hope is that Will and Ricky are on their way. It's a very quick turnaround, of course. So here comes Will and Ricky now. So they take their place. Of course, they had a really good second place in their opening ride, so we'll be keen to get going with this one. So, tapes up, away they go. And it's Paul Whitelum again, who's made a good start. It's Whitelum who leads into the first turn, but Will Offen goes roaring up the inside. It's just about Paul Whitelum, but Will Offen really did go up the inside of a few of them. Robbie Simmons is now pushing him up the inside, and Robbie Simmons goes to it in second. Terrific racing from these three, and now Robbie Simmons has got up the inside of Paul Whitelum as they come past us. They get very close into the turn. Now Robbie Simmons leads Paul Whitelum. A brilliant lap of sidecar racing there, with Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney taking over the lead from Paul Whitelum. In a robust move down on the top corner. It's Will Offen and Ricky Pay in that third place. Paul Whitelum desperately trying to clear his goggles for vision as he tries to chase down Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney. So I wonder what changes Robbie and Frankie made. They certainly didn't this one than they did in their opening ride. Will Offen and Ricky Pay, after that good first corner, have settled into that third place here. So round they go for the final time. Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney take a brilliant win there. Second place to Paul Whitelum. Third place to Will Offen. Dale Fish fourth. Simon Beanie fifth. And Steph Blythe in sixth. Great racing there from that front three. The results then of race number 11, sponsored by PMC Landscapes. It was a win for number 9, Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney, so 7 points to them. 5 points to outfit number 92, Paul Whitelum and Richard Webb. 4 points to outfit number 80, Will Offen and Ricky Pay. 3 points to the reserves, Dale Fish and Jordan Fish. 2 points to number 76, Simon Beanie and Brooke Fowler. 1 point to Steph Blythe and Morgan Blythe, number 30. And the winning time, 1 minute 17.89. 1 minute 17.89. So the points from the top should read in race 11. 5, 7, 1, 2, 4, no score, and 3. So that puts Paul Whitelum on 12 overall, and Robbie Simmons on 12 overall. So we now look to race 12. Sponsored by Southern Construction Solutions, and this time around we have got Terry Saunders, who won his opening ride, of course. He's coming off of gate 3. We've got John Hand and Adrian North, who had a really good third place. This is the first season that John Hand has been riding an outfit. He built the outfit himself and now rides it, and from what we saw in that opening ride, he's really getting to grips with it as well. So 6 outfits are at the tapes, although there's a bit of an issue with Clint Blondell by the looks of it at the moment. So tapes up, away they go. And this time Mark Costa and Andy Wilson have made a good start. Terry Saunders is right there with them though. But it's Mark Costa and Andy Wilson who hit the front. So what can Terry Saunders and Liam Brown do from here? Problems at the start for Will Woodfold and Freddie Wood. So eyes at the front then, because Mark Costa and Andy Wilson have got Terry Saunders all over the back of them. Clint Blondell's in that third place. John Hand in fourth, Steve Smith in fifth, and it looks as though Mark Costa and Andy Wilson have pulled away now from Terry Saunders and Liam Brown. So round the turn they go. Mark Costa struggling to keep the machine in, struggling to keep it tight as he comes off this pit corner. But he does look very, very fast down that back straight. So Mark Costa and Andy Wilson leading Terry Saunders and Liam Brown. One more lap to go here, and you can see again Terry's definitely quicker out of this pit corner, but Marcus looks a little bit quicker down the back straight. So into the pit corner for the final time. Mark Costa has to look over his shoulder to see where Terry Saunders is. They're going to take a win. It's Mark Costa and Andy Wilson ahead of Terry Saunders and Liam Brown. Cliff Blundell in third, ahead of John Hand, Steve Smith, and Will Penfold will finish sixth. So the results then of race number 12. It was a win this time around for outfit number 37, Mark Costa and Andy Wilson. So 7 points to them. 5 points to 24, Terry Saunders and Liam Brown. 4 points to outfit number 10, Clint Blondell and Lewis Davies. 3 points to number 3, John Hand and Adrian North. 2 points to number 2, Steve Smith and Gareth Little. 1 point, Will Penfold and Freddie Wood. The winning time, 1 minute 17.20, 1 minute 17.20. So those points from the top in race 12 should read 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 7. So they won their opening rider course and then didn't go in the second race. That was the one they missed. Mitch Godden did and he won it. So we've got 2 riders here, both with a win each. Richard Webb and Ant Goodwin are coming out. They've had 2 second places so far. This is their final ride this time. And Chris Neame and Zoe Pay, this is also their final ride. So neither of those will be in the last race. So of course there's only 7 runners and 6 of them go to the final, so most of them should be comfortably into the final, but the gate positions are what they will be racing for. They won't want to be last pick gate choice. In the final they'll want to have first pick, so that's why they will be wanting to be top point scorers. So taking up, away they go. Paul Smith has gone past him though. It's Mitch Godden and Paul Smith who lead into the first turn. Richard Webb's in that second place. Josh Goodwin's come right round the outside. They've all gone very, very wide. Richard Webb there goes back into that second place. I thought Josh Goodwin was going to get up around the outside. Very wide now. Josh Goodwin is turning on the power. Mitch Godden and Paul Smith have got away, but this battle for second place is looking good because Richard Webb and Ant Goodwin are having to try and make themselves as wide as they can. Josh and Scott Goodwin are both in the battle with Richard Webb. Mitch Godden and Paul Smith, they're away at the front. But this second place battle is still on. Richard Webb, a brilliant tight line round that bottom corner. And it just means that Josh and Scott Goodwin cannot find a way around the outside. They are flipping down the back straight, Josh and Scott Goodwin. Final turn for the final time. It's going to be a win, a second of the afternoon for outfit number 6, Mitch Godden and Paul Smith. Richard Webb does cling on to that second place ahead of Josh Goodwin and Scott Goodwin. Barry Bennett in 4th, Shane Freeman 5th, Chris Neame 6th. So the results then of race 13, the 500cc sidecars, sponsored by Oakbourne Plastering. It was a win for outfit number 6, Mitchell Godden and Paul Smith. 7 points for them. 5 points for outfit number 91, Richard Webb and Goodwin. 4 points for outfit number 3, Josh Goodwin and Scott Goodwin. 3 points for outfit number 7, Barry Bennett and Rowan Lucas. 2 points for number 5, Shane Freeman and Toby Veer. 1 point for number 11, Chris Neem and Zoe Payne. 108.48 was the winning time, 108.48. So that does mean that Richard Webb finishes his 3 rides on a good 15 points. And Chris Neem finishes on 8 points. The rest of them have got another race to go. So back to the solos. Race 14. Sponsored by O'Mara Construction. And we've got James Shanes here. James Shanes is currently on 16 points. We've got Jason Prynne, who's currently on 11. Barry Powell, who's currently on 13. Best to start, but James Shanes goes past. In fact, a few of them go up the inside of Nick Myring because he leaves the door open. It's James Shanes who leads. Jason Prynne's going very wide. It's Ryan Ashcroft in second. Nick Myring's in that 3rd place. Barry Powell's got up the inside. Nick Myring as well. So James Shanes is absolutely gone here, but Ryan Ashcroft having a much better ride this time, although he's got Nick Myring up the inside of him here. So the race really is on for 2nd place. Ryan Ashcroft is hanging on to that 2nd place at the moment. He goes past Ryan Ashcroft, he just noses in front. He sends Ryan Ashcroft wide. Ryan tries to cut back up the inside. There's 1 more lap to go. So James Shanes has completely checked out here at the front. And it looks like Nick Myring's got into 2nd, but Ryan Ashcroft's quick off the pit corner. What can Ryan do in front? James Shanes is going to win this race. Can Ryan Ashcroft find a way round the outside of Nick Myring? No, he can't. It's the 2nd place for Nick Myring. Ryan Ashcroft 3rd. Barry Powell 4th. Jason Prynne 5th. And Jodie Hodgson finishing 6th. So the results then of race 14, it was a win for number 93, James Shanes. 10 points for him, his 1st win of the afternoon. 2nd place was number 95, Nick Myring. 8 points to him. 7 points to number 45, Ryan Ashcroft. 6 points to number 821, Barry Powell. 5 points to number 25, Jason Prynne. 4 points to number 53, Jodie Hodgson. The winning time was 105.99. 105.99. The points in race 14 should read 10, 5, blank, 6, 4, 8, 7. So we move to race 15. Paul Tyre and MOT Centre sponsor race 15. Hurtling into the fast turn. Darryl Ritchings is there in 2nd place. Paul Cooper's just on his shoulder in 3rd. They all lift. Darryl Ritchings completely sideways coming off the turn. So Chris Harris has looked absolutely phenomenal so far. Chris Harris is out wide. He's got the bike cranked over. Darryl Ritchings is trying to ride an inside line. Paul Cooper in that 3rd place. Ben Ilsley's in 4th. So Chris Harris the pit corner. He's got a considerable lead here. Darryl Ritchings again gets in trouble in the middle of the corner. He has a look behind him because he knows that he can hear Paul Cooper. He's not too far away from Paul Cooper. He's recognised that Darryl's struggling. So round comes Chris Harris to take the checker flag. It's Chris Harris who wins. Paul Cooper works hard for that 2nd place. 3rd place to Darryl Ritchings. And Ben Ilsley's going to pick up a 4th here ahead of Paul Clifton. results then of race 15. It was a win for rider number 37, Chris Harris, so 10 points to him. 8 points to rider number 11, Paul Cooper. 7 points to rider number 21, Darryl Ritchings. 6 points to rider number 82, Ben Ilsley. 5 points to rider number 2, Paul Clifton. The winning time, 102.59. 102.59. So from the top, it should read 7 blank blank 5 8 blank 6. Appleton there with him, and Andrew goes through in the first turn. Charlie Wood is the rider coming right round the outside. He's very, very wide and fast. So Appleton leads. Edward Kennett's all over the back of him though. In this thick corner, Jordan Derrick's made his way. John Cox is in that 5th place. So Andrew Appleton has now settled himself down in front of Edward Kennett. And it looks like Charlie Wood has settled himself down in that 3rd place. Another win for Andrew Appleton. Edward Kennett has had a win and a second, so this will be another 2nd place. Progressive. Rounding back for the final time. It's going to be a win here for Andrew Appleton. He takes his 2nd win. Charlie Wood has fallen in the final corner. So thankfully Jordan Derrick sees him, and Liam Ashcroft has seen him as well. So that's a real shame. He will finish though, which is good because he'll probably need the points. So the results then of race number 16. It was a win for number 4, Andrew Appleton. So 10 points for Andrew Appleton. 8 points for Edward Kennett, number 6. 7 points for number 247, Jordan Derrick. 6 points for number 611, John Cox. 5 points for number 83, Liam Ashcroft. 4 points for number 33, Charlie Wood. The winning time 102.89. 102.89, so not far off of Chris Harris's time. And that completes the 3rd leg rides for all of the 500cc solos. So the 1000cc sidecars, race 17, sponsored by Dorset Soils and Aggregates. And John Hand comes to tapes here alongside Robbie Simmons, Steph Blythe, Terry Saunders, Will Offen and Mark Cosser. So some big hitters in this one. Robbie Simmons has had a win in a second. Mark Cosser's had a win in a second. Terry Saunders has had a win in a second. In fact, Mark's had a win in a third. And Will Offen's been there or thereabouts as well. So somebody's going to have to give in this one as the way they go from the tapes. It's Terry Saunders who leads into that first turn. Mark Cosser follows him in there. It's Will Offen on the outside of Mark Cosser as they go around the turn, but Terry Saunders and Liam Brown lead down the back straight. So Robbie Simmons back in 4th at the moment, struggling for vision. But it's Terry Saunders and Liam Brown who lead here, filling in Mark Cosser as they go past us. So Terry Saunders and Liam Brown, they made the best of the start. They led away from the tapes. They led into the first turn. They're leading this race. Mark Cosser and Andy Wilson at the moment haven't got any answer to the speed of Terry Saunders. Will Offen's now under pressure from Robbie Simmons for that 3rd place. So we've got 2 races in one here because Mark Cosser's got very close to Terry Saunders, and now through goes Robbie Simmons in that 3rd place. So 1 more lap to go then. Terry Saunders and Liam Brown have pulled away a little bit from Mark Cosser and Andy Wilson. Robbie Simmons has got himself through into that 3rd and chases after Mark Cosser and Andy Wilson. So round the pit bend for the final time. It's going to be a win here for Terry Saunders and Liam Brown. They take the win. Mark Cosser and Andy Wilson 2nd. Robbie Simmons third, Will Oppen fourth, John Hand fifth, Steph Blythe sixth. So then, race 17, the fastest time of the day. Fastest race we've seen so far. So the results were: win for number 24, Terry Saunders and Liam Brown, 7 points to them. 5 points to number 37, Mark Costa and Andy Wilson. 4 points to number 9, Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney. 3 points to number 80, Will Oppen and Ricky Pay. 2 points to number 3, John Hand and Adrian North. 1 point to number 30, Steph Blythe and Morgan Blythe. So that winning time, 1 minute 15.88. 1 minute 15.88. And as I say, the fastest time of the day. So, race 18 is coming to the tapes, sponsored by the Stone Zone and Landscaping Supplies. And Paul Whitelam and Richard Webb, they really have had a decent day so far, a win and a second. They've got Steve Smith and Gareth Little desperate for points here off of gate 1. Will Penfold and Freddie Wood also desperate for points. Simon Beanie desperate for points too. So there's quite a few riders here who could really do with a big race here. So Steve Smith comes into the tapes on the inside. So the red flags are out, it is being stopped. So back to the tape, Steve Smith and Gareth Little tied up in the tapes over there on gate 1. So they come back to do it all again. Paul Whitelam and Richard Webb, as we said, is very much the highest point scorer in this race with 12 points. But all the others are all around 5, 6, 4 and 3 points and really could do with a big ride here if they are going to make it into even the B final here, let alone the A final. So Steve Smith and Gareth Little told to stay still. They have done this time. Away we go then. And it's Paul Whitelam who hits the front. Will Penfold is there in second. Clint Blondell's going around the outside. Will Penfold nips up the inside of Paul Whitelam, puts him under pressure as they go down the back straight. It's all getting close in that third. Clint Blondell and Dale Fisher now having a battle in that third place. So Paul Whitelam and Richard Webb getting away now from Will Penfold and Freddie Wood, who are having a good ride here in this one. Clint Blondell and Lewis Davies in that third place are being caught by Dale and Jordan Fish. Paul Whitelam is very wide as he comes off the turn, but he's also very, very fast. Keep an eye on Dale Fish in that fourth place because he's definitely making ground on Clint Blondell. Once again he draws close, but as they get filled in, they go wide and back straight. So Whitelam and Richard Webb, this will be their second win. They really are scoring big points here. Another good ride in their fourth ride. It should see them through. So there's a little squabble going on at the back between Steve Smith and Simon Beanie. As Simon Beanie goes through, it's a win for Paul Whitelam at the front then. Will Penfold picks up that second place. Clint Blondell third. And Simon Beanie's come through for fourth ahead of Steve Smith. Problems for Dale Fish. So the results then of race 18, it was a win for 92, Paul Whitelam and Richard Webb, 7 points to them. 5 points to number 22, Will Penfold and Freddie Wood. 4 points to number 10, Clint Blondell and Lewis Davies. 3 points to number 76, Simon Beanie and Brooke Fowler. 2 points to number 2, Steve Smith and Gareth Little. 1 point to number 20, Dale Fish and Jordan Fish. No score there for George Penfold. The winning time, 1 minute 17.62. 1 minute 17.62. So those numbers, or the points from the top of race 18, should read 7, 2, 5, 3, 4. No score for George Penfold, and 1 at the bottom for Dale Fish. So we are now going to have an interval. So race 19, the 500cc sidecars. 5 outfits on the line. On the inside, they lead into the first turn. Josh and Scott Goodwin follow them in there. And holding a very tight line, Mitch Godden. Barry Bennett and Rowan Lucas are in that third place, ahead of Shane Freeman and Toby Beard. He has got the British Masters champions behind him, and Josh Goodwin is riding this bottom corner really, really nicely. So Mitch Godden Josh Goodwin up there, you can see Josh is quick into the corner, and he's been quick coming out of this corner as well. Look how he's tight on these flags. One more lap to go then for Mitch Godden and Paul Smith to hold on to this slender lead that they have over Josh Goodwin and Scott Goodwin. I think it's down on this corner where Josh does look a little bit faster. The checkered flag is made ready. This time Josh comes a little bit wider, but it is a win for Mitch Godden and Paul Smith. Josh Goodwin in second, Barry Bennett third, Shane Freeman in fourth, Mike Skelding fifth. So the results then of race 19, the 500cc sidecars, it was a win for outfit number 6, Mitch Godden and Paul Smith. 7 points for them. 5 points to outfit number 3, Josh Goodwin and Scott Goodwin. 4 points to number 7, Barry Bennett and Rowan Lucas. 3 points to number 5, Shane Freeman and Toby Veer. 2 points to number 143, Mike Skelding and Louis Skelding. And the winning time, 109.33. 109.33. So the points from the top in race 19 were 5, 4, 2, 3 and 7. And that confirms that Mitch Godden and Paul Smith go into the final as top point scorers on 21. So then, race 20. JMP's plumbing solution for the day. Cox there in second. Liam Ashcroft is in third. But John Cox has gone up the inside of Liam Ashcroft there, so it's Chris Harris who leads once again. He's yet to be beaten so far. Paul Cooper's the one chasing him. John Cox is riding fourth, and it's Ben Ilsley fifth. Chris Harris right out on the outside. He really is using every single inch of this circuit here. Far away from Chris Harris at this point. Chris Harris is riding very wide. Paul Cooper's seen it. He's got the inside. He's got past Chris Harris. So Chris Harris was riding wide. He certainly allowed Paul Cooper got back past him again. So perhaps Chris Harris is a little bit complacent there, although again he's trying to keep the bike in, he's trying to keep it tight. Chris Harris takes the win, Paul Cooper second. Good effort from Paul Cooper there. Third place to John Cox, ahead of Liam Ashcroft, Ben Ilsley and Paul Clifton. So the results then of race 20, it was a win for number 37 Chris Harris, 10 points to him, and that completes his maximum. Second place and 8 points to number 11 Paul Cooper. Third place and 7 points to John Cox, number 611. 6 points to number 83 Liam Ashcroft. 5 points to number 82 Ben Ilsley. 4 points to number 2 Paul Clifton. The winning time, 103.99, 103.99. The points in race 20 were from the top, 7, 4, 8, blank, 5, 10 and 6. So race 21 comes to tape, sponsored by Chris Hughes. And it's another of the solo races. We've seen Chris Harris put his place into semi-finals and probably final as well. And it's Andrew Appleton that goes up the inside of him. So Andrew Appleton leads, although he goes very, very wide. He turns the bike, it's Appleton who leads. Kennett is in second. Jordan Derrick third. Ryan Ashcroft fourth. Jason Bryn in fifth. And it looks like it's really impacted him. He's been riding well before, but Andrew Appleton looks outstanding here. He's already had 2 wins, of course, this afternoon. Jordan Derrick faster than Kennett in that third place. One more lap to go for Andrew Appleton. Top corner. It's another good win here for Andrew Appleton. He takes the win. Third place, Jordan Derrick. Ryan Ashcroft will pick up the 4th here. And it looks like Charlie Wood is having a go to see if he can get past Jason Bryn, which he does. The results then of race number 21, it was a win, 10 points for Andrew Appleton, number 4. Second place and 8 points to number 6, Edward Kennett. 7 points to number 247, Jordan Derrick. 6 points to number 45, Ryan Ashcroft. 5 points to number 33, Charlie Wood. 4 points to number 25, Jason Prynne. The winning time, 103.09, 103.09. And the points in that race column are 7, 4, blank, 8, 5, 10 and 6. So we move to race 22, sponsored by Fry's Electrical. So here we go then with race 22, and we've got James Shanes here, currently on 26 points, Darryl Ritchings currently on 24 points, Nick Myring, of course, had a good ride in his last race. James Shanes who leads into the first turn, Darryl Ritchings goes in after him, Nick Myring is in that third place, and he's got Barry Powell around the outside of him. Barry Powell gets in a bit of a mess coming out the turn, and that allows Nick Myring to get away. Earlier on today we saw Darryl Ritchings get past James Shanes. I would suggest that the track has evolved quite a lot since then, and Darryl has found it really hard. Nick Myring once again picking up big points here. So one will have to go then for James Shanes to pick up his second win of the day. Close in on Darryl Ritchings. So round they come for the final time. Win here for James Shanes, number 93. He takes the win. Second place is Nick Myring. He just gets Darryl Ritchings on the line. Third place to Darryl Ritchings. It's Barry Powell who finishes fourth, and Jody Hodgson fifth. So the results then of race 22, it was a win for 93, James Shanes, 10 points to him. 8 points to number 95, Nick Myring. 7 points to number 21, Darryl Ritchings. 6 points to number 821, Barry Powell. 5 points to number 53, Jody Hodgson. The winning time, 105.17. 105.17. And the points down race 22's column should read 7, 10, blank, blank, 6, 5, blank, 8. So that's all of the racing, the qualifying heats done in the 500cc solo class. We now move back to the 1000cc sidecars, race 23, sponsored by the Stone Zone and Landscaping Supplies. And we have got Paul Whitelam and Richard Webb here, currently on 19 points, joint leaders of the competition. And Terry Saunders goes in the other heat, so Terry Saunders is the other outfit on 19 points. So tapes up, away we go. Problems at the start there for John Hand, who does get things straightened up. But it's Will Penfold who leads into the first turn. So Will Penfold leads, he's got Clint Blondell and Paul Whitelam all over him. And Will Penfold forces Paul Whitelam wide and Blondell comes through. It's getting very close for that second place, but Will Penfold and Freddie Wood have got themselves in front here after a brilliant start. Paul Whitelam's got Clint Blondell all over the back of him in that top corner. So there's also a battle going on at the back because Simon Beanie is working overtime to keep John Hand at bay. But this is a good ride here from Will Penfold and Freddie Wood. And this is good points that they're scoring here as well. Still John Hand is plugging away around the outside of Simon Beanie and Brooke Fowler to try and gain that fourth place back. But at the front, Paul Whitelam is getting closer and closer to Will Penfold and Freddie Wood. He's decided to go round the outside this time. He's gone very wide into the turn this time to try and get some speed down the back straight, but Will Penfold's still fast enough. Into the pit turn for the final time. Will Penfold and Freddie Wood will try and keep it tight, keep it tidy. That's exactly what they've done. It's close to the line. Will Penfold takes the win. Paul Whitelam second, Clint Blondell third, Simon Beanie fourth, and John Hand in fifth. Good racing from the sidecars once again. So the results then of race 23, it was a win and 7 points to number 22, Will Penfold and Freddie Wood. 5 points to number 92, Paul Whitelam and Richard Webb. 4 points to number 10, Clint Blondell and Lewis Davies. 3 points to number 76, Simon Beanie and Brooke Fowler. 2 points to number 3, John Hand and Adrian North. The winning time, 1 minute 18.29. 1 minute 18.29. From the top, that should read 5, 2, 7, 3, 4, and blank. Only 5 outfits. So here we go then with the second of the sidecar heats, and Terry Saunders and Liam Brown, they also are on 19 points. They would have seen Paul Whitelam go out and take a second in that last one, so they've got a chance of taking the lead in the competition going into the A final. Of course, whoever's the top point scorer gets to choose the gate. Mark Costa and Andy Wilson on 16 points, Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney on 16 points. So quite a lot to sort out here in this one. So revs rise. Eight up, away we go. And Terry Saunders off of gate 6 makes an absolutely brilliant start. It's Terry Saunders and Liam Brown who lead. Mark Costa and Andy Wilson in second. Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney are in that third place. So all the top riders, top point scoring riders are in the 1, 2, 3 at the moment. It's Terry Saunders who leads, so he turns the bike hard in front of Mark Costa. It's almost though he had eyes in the back of his head there. Robbie Simmons has seen it. He saw that Mark Costa got filled in, and he's very quickly onto the back of Robbie Simmons. The other outfit I'm looking for is Phil coming through into fourth, passing Steve Smith. So Terry Saunders and Liam Brown looking impressive here once again. Of course, they won last weekend, or rather Terry won last weekend. He didn't have Liam with him last weekend, so he is in good form at the moment. Second in the Masters the week before. Looks like he might head into the final after the top point score. He's got one more round. Hold on to the lead here. Mark Costa and Andy Wilson with no answer to him at the moment. Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney. They're being left in that third place a little bit by those front two now. So can they come for the final time? Can Mark Costa try something on this last turn? Not good enough. It's going to be a win for Terry Saunders and Liam Brown. Mark Costa and Andy Wilson second. Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney third. Will Offen fourth. Steve Smith just about holds on to fifth ahead of Steph Blythe. So the results of race 24 then, it was a win for number 24, Terry Saunders and Liam Brown, 7 points to them. 5 points to number 37, Mark Costa and Andy Wilson. 4 points to number 9, Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney. 3 points to number 80, Will Offen and Ricky Pay. 2 points to number 2, Steve Smith and Gareth Little. 1 point to number 30, Steph Blythe and Morgan Blythe. 1 minute 16.67 was the winning time, 1 minute 16.67. The points from the top were 4, 2, 1, 7, 3 and 5. We are expecting to see Chris Harris, number 37, Edward Kennett, number 6, Paul Cooper, number 11, Jordan Derrick, number 247, John Cox, number 611, and Ryan Ashcroft, number 45. So all the riders coming to the tape then for this first semi-final. Paul Cooper chases him in there in that second. Edward Kennett's in third. Jordan Derrick's trying to ride round the outside of everybody. But it's Chris Harris again who leads. He's been in front the whole day. There was a brief moment where Paul Cooper. Edward Kennett's in that third place ahead of Jordan Derrick. Ryan Ashcroft and John Cox are scrapping over the minor places. One more lap to go then for Chris Bomber Harris. And I think Paul Cooper's probably settled himself into that second place now. Doesn't look like that's a any ground on Paul Cooper. And he comes for the final time. This will be a win in the semi-final for Chris Harris. Second place then to Paul Cooper. Third place to Edward Kennett. Jordan Derrick picks up fourth, ahead of John Cox in fifth. And Ryan Ashcroft in sixth. So the results then of semi-final one, it was a win and 10 points to Chris Harris, number 37. 8 points and second to number 11, Paul Cooper. 7 points and third to number 6, Edward Kennett. 6 points and fourth to number 247, Jordan Derrick. 5 points and fifth to number 611, John Cox. And 6th place and 4 points to number 45, Ryan Ashcroft. So now we've got the second semi-final coming to tapes, and we are expecting to see here number 4, Andrew Appleton, number 93, James Shanes, number 21, Darryl Ritchings, number 95, Nick Myring, number 821, Barry Powell, and number 33, Charlie Wood. Best start initially, but it's Andrew Appleton who leads into the first turn. James Shanes is there in second. Charlie Wood is in third. James Shanes almost goes over the handlebars, just about gathers it up as he comes out the turn. So Andrew Appleton leading, James Shanes on the inside. We've got red flags. Red flags are out. Red flags are out. The race is being stopped. So we've got a full for Darryl Ritchings on that very tricky inside there. Well, good to see Darryl getting to his feet over there. Just looked like a really awkward fall, I think, for Darryl Ritchings, but it will probably put him out of this semi-final. He has scored 31 points, so he scored well. He's had a fabulous season, though, Darryl Ritchings. He's been a real great addition to Grasstrack this year. Of course, raced as a youth rider, and then was really nastily injured in a speedway incident, so we lost him for a long time. But he's back on the grass and the speedway, and he's had a brilliant season, but it's not ended well here today, unless he can still sneak into that final. Operation that he's had recently, so not sure where it is, but if you can give generously, that's what they're raising funds for. So here we go then with this semi-final, the rerun of this semi-final. Andrew Appleton, of course, was leading when it was stopped. It's Andrew Appleton who leads into the first turn. James Shanes is in that second place. Charlie Wood's going right round the outside. So Appleton gets a good lead here. Charlie Wood's in that third. Nick Myring's fourth. It's spread out very quickly here. Andrew Appleton once again looking fantastic here at Uddens. James Shanes. Managed to make his way into the final with this ride. We'll have to wait and see. There's one more lap to go then for Andrew Appleton. Won the Whoppa in 2016. Whoppa champion before. Could it be his year this year? He's certainly looking good. James Shanes finishes second, Charlie Wood third, Nick Myring fourth, and Barry Powell fifth. So the results of semi-final 2, it was a win for number 4, Andrew Appleton, so 10 points for him in semi-final 2. 8 points for James Shanes, number 93. 7 points for number 33, Charlie Wood. 6 points for number 95, Nick Myring. And 5 points for number 821, Barry Powell. So we can say quite confidently that Chris Harris is the top point scorer going into the final. And we can also say that Andrew Appleton is the second placed rider going into the A final, and very shortly we'll have the other 4 for you as well. So that solo final, race number 30, Chris Harris, Andrew Appleton, they will go straight in. James Shanes will be in that final as the third point scorer. Paul Cooper makes it in as the fourth place point scorer. Edward Kennett makes it in as the 5th place point scorer, and Nick Myring, the Dutchman, makes it into the final as the 6th placed rider. So that will be taking place in a couple of races' time. Before all of that, we've got this B final for the 1,000 sidecars. First 2 past the line. They will go through to the A final, so there's a lot at stake here. It's Will Penfold who's made a good start. Will Offen's there with him. So it's Will Penfold who leads with Freddie Wood in the chair. Will Offen's trying to come round the outside of him. They are absolutely locked together as they go down there. Most of the 2 of them will make it through to the A final, so there really is no need for Will Offman to chase Will Penfold, but he doesn't care about that. He's going for it anyway. John Hand in that 3rd place ahead of Clint Blondell. So Will Penfold and Freddie Wood, they won their last ride. They're now winning this B final. Ricky Pay in that 2nd place. Looking their place into the 2025 Whoppa final with this ride so far. So down the back straight, Will Penfold and Freddie Wood. Back into the up to them. They've been going very, very well. Will Offen's got very close. They've all got very, very close. Coming off the turn, they get locked together. Going into the bottom corner, Will Offen now takes over the lead. So will Penfold chase after him, or will he just be happy with that second? Of course he's going to chase after him as they go into the mid corner. Round the turn for the final time. It's going to be a win here for Will Offen and Ricky Pay. Will Penfold and Freddie Wood go through with a 2nd place. And John Hand 3rd, Clint Blundell 4th, Simon Beanie 5th. So Will Offen and Ricky Pay and Will Penfold and Freddie Wood go through to the final to join Terry Saunders, Paul Whitelam, Mark Cosser and Robbie Simmons. So we will see them again later on. So in that B final column in your programmes, I don't know what you want to do. There's no points, so I've just put the words 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. 1st place was number 80, Will Offen and Ricky Pay. 2nd place was number 22, Will Penfold and Freddie Wood. 3rd place was number 3, John Hand and Adrian North. 4th place was number 10, Clint Blondell and Lewis Davies. And 5th place was number 76, Simon Beanie and Brooke Fowler. So riders starting to come into the tapes for this big 500cc sidecar A final. And just looking at where they are positioning themselves, it looks like Mitch Godden and Paul Smith have gone on the inside. Josh Goodwin and Scott Goodwin have gone right in the middle there, about gate 3 I think that is. Richard Webb's gone to the outside. Toby Veer are the last outfit to come into the stakes for this final. So here we go then, the Whoppa 2025 final. Away they go. Taken by Mitch Godden, heading into that first turn, so it's Mitch Godden who leads. Richard Webb's in that second, he turns the bike hard, up the inside. So it's neck and neck for second at the moment. Mitch Godden's got away in the lead, but Josh Goodwin and Richard Webb are all over it. Didn't look like he was going to trouble Josh Goodwin for a little bit, but Josh managed to get round him, and now he's chasing after Mitch Godden and Paul Smith at the front. Barry Bennett's in that fourth place, and Richard Webb is still not in Mitch Godden and Paul Smith come round this turn. They've got one more lap to go here. Josh Goodwin and Scott Goodwin aren't able to get anywhere near to them at the moment. Josh Goodwin has stopped. Josh Goodwin has stopped, but Mitch Godden and Paul Smith take the win. Richard Webb and Goodwin get second. It's Barry Bennett and Rowan Lucas who finish third. Fourth place to Shane Freeman and Toby Veer. Chris Neame and Zoe Pay in fifth. And disaster for Josh Goodwin and Scott Goodwin. Josh and Scott comfortably holding second place there, and problems with that machine, they push over the line. So well done and congratulations to Mitch Godden and Paul Smith. They've won the Whoppa. A fantastic performance by them once again. A brilliant second place for Richard Webb and Anne Goodwin. And Barry Bennett and Rowan Lucas find themselves on the podium with that third place as well. So we've got Josh and Scott being taken around on board other bikes. Give them a round of applause. So then, the official results of the 500cc sidecar Whoppa final. It was a win for outfit number 6, Mitch Godden and Paul Smith. Second place, number 91, Richard Webb and Anne Goodwin. Third place, number 7, Barry Bennett and Rowan Lucas. Fourth place, number 5, Shane Freeman and Toby Veer. Fifth place, number 11, Chris Neame and Zoe Pay. And no finish for Josh Goodwin and Scott Goodwin. The winning time, 1:08.45, 1:08.45. So we've got one of our 3 Whoppa champions in Mitch Godden and Paul Smith. We now turn to the solo competition. So Chris Harris, yet to win the Wimborne Whoppa. Could he add that to his collection of wins? He's certainly been unstoppable so far today. Andrew Appleton, he's won the Wimborne Whoppa before, and he's been riding very, very well. James Shanes will be determined here as well. Paul Cooper, Edward Kennett, and Nick Byrink, who's going off the inside. So Chris Harris has positioned himself off the outside. So I'm not sure if Paul's ridden that machine today. It might be his first one that he's ridden. So Chris Harris off of the outside here. Nick Meyerink, who was the 6th qualifier, he's off the inside. So obviously they're favouring the outside gates, although Andrew Appleton's gone in the middle in gate 3. So 6 of the very best riders in the world here at the tapes for the Wimborne Whoppa. Who's going to be the Whoppa champion with Andrew Appleton, who's made the best of the start. Chris Harris goes round the outside of him. Andrew Appleton's pushed him out wide. Harris switches up the inside. It's close as they come past us. It's just Andrew Appleton from Harris. Now Chris Harris goes up the inside of Andrew Appleton. This is a great battle between these two. Chris Harris leads. He lifts the machine off the turn. And now Chris Harris starts to take control of this race at the front. Andrew Appleton steps into that So now Chris Harris has got one more lap to go. Andrew Appleton goes very wide. He looks over his shoulder because he can see that James Shanes is not too far away. He's been in sensational form and he takes another title. He's the Whoppa champion. Andrew Appleton is James Shanes is very close on the line between Appleton and Shanes. Edward Kennett was 4th, Paul Cooper 5th, Nick Meyerink 6th, and I'll have to get confirmation on which of the riders came 2nd. It was incredibly close. So a fantastic performance from these two. Don't forget, of course, they are the world champions as well in the Long Track of Nations. They've been performing for you here. Give them a round of applause. A brilliant effort from Andrew Appleton in that final. But Chris Harris, absolutely unstoppable once again. A brilliant performance from Chris Bomber Harris. And James Shanes battling hard right to the very end. I can tell you that he just about didn't manage to get Andrew on the line. Andrew holds on to that 2nd place. Fantastic racing of the absolute best quality that you will see in grass track racing. So the official results then of the Whoppa for 2025. It was a win for number 37, Chris Harris. 2nd place, number 4, Andrew Appleton. 3rd place, number 93, James Shanes. 4th place, number 6, Edward Kennett. 5th place, number 11, Paul Cooper. 6th place, number 95, Nick Meyerink. And a winning time in the final, 1:01.50, the fastest time of the day. 1:01.50 is the time in the final. And congratulations to Chris Harris. Immediately after this race, we will head off to the beer tent where there will be a presentation of all the champions and the awards from today. And we've got the former BDO professional darts champion, Scott Mitchell, here to present the awards. He's actually been out grading the track today as well. Some of you might have seen. Scott Mitchell's been here, but he's going to be giving the awards for us later on. So you get to see the 2015 BDO champion here at Uddens. So here we go then with the 1000cc sidecar final. Paul Whitelam and Richard Webb have elected for that gate 1. They had a brilliant start off of gate 1 earlier in the day. And we've got Terry Saunders and Liam Brown right on the outside on gate number 6. So our top 2 scorers have gone either end of the gate. Mark Cosser's gone right in the middle in gate 4. Robbie Simmons is on there in gate 3. We've got Will Offen and Ricky Pay at gate 5, and Will Penfold and Freddie Wood have been left with gate 2, and I can see that they're trying to get themselves set on gate 2 at the moment. So here we go then with this Whoppa final. Tapes off, away they go, and Terry Saunders and Liam Brown have made an absolute flyer as they go into that first turn. It's Terry Saunders and Liam Brown who lead. Paul Whiteland's got himself into that second place. Will Penfold's in third, but he's overtaken by Mark Cosser and Andy Wilson. Will Penfold working hard on the inside. Terry Saunders and Liam Brown have got away. Paul Whiteland and Richard Webb in that second place are holding off Mark Cosser and Andy Wilson at the moment. Will Penfold and Freddie Wood in that fourth place, looking at what's going on in front of them. Paul Whiteland's got Mark Cosser all over the back of him in that second place. Whilst that's going on though, Terry Saunders and Liam Brown, they have absolutely got away here. So back into the turn, Cosser goes up the inside of Whiteland and gets very close on the exit of the turn. So Paul Whiteland, he knows that Mark Cosser's there, he knows he's got to keep it tidy, but he's got to keep it fast. Mark Cosser's turned the bike hard. The bike comes unsettled as they come off the turn and they lose a bit of ground on Paul Whiteland. Robbie Simmons has caught up with Will Penfold for that fourth place. So round they come for the final time. It's going to be a win, it's going to be a Whoppa win for Terry Saunders and Liam Brown. They take the win. Paul Whiteland takes second. Mark Cosser third, Robbie Simmons fourth, Will Penfold in fifth, Will Offen in sixth. Tremendous sidecar racing again. But Terry Saunders and Liam Brown in terrific form all day. They take a great start and they take the Whoppa for 2025. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as they come round, give them a round of applause. Some brilliant 1000cc sidecar racing. This sport is unique to this country. You can see why we all love it. It is absolutely fantastic. A brilliant performance from Terry Saunders and Liam Brown. But really, all of the outfits that have been in action today have put on a tremendous performance for all of you here today.
Thank all marshals on first day for their patience today and spectators, and thank all the riders as well. Thank you for the terrific course.
So, message from the clerk of the course. He wants to thank all riders, all marshals, and all the spectators for all of your patience throughout the day. I'm sure you agree that the track's been in tip-top condition. So the clerk of the course wants to pass on his gratitude and thanks. A brilliant meeting finished here with this race. The marshals and first aid officials can stand down. We'll give you the official results of the 1000cc sidecar final. Just once they've gone in, because I expect some of you are clapping. It was a win for number 24, Terry Saunders and Liam Brown. Second place, number 92, Paul Whiteland and Richard Webb. Third place, number 37, Mark Cosser and Andy Wilson. Fourth place, number 9, Robbie Simmons and Frankie Courtney. Fifth place, number 22, Will Penfold and Freddie Wood. Sixth place, number 80, Will Offen and Ricky Pay. The winning time, the fastest time of the day, I'm told, 1:16.14. 1:16.14.
First of all, in the Auto Connect, winning the Auto Connect, Levi Collins. Yeah, second place in the cadets, Darcy Lewis Powell. This is going well, isn't it?
They all get champagne as well.
I know that. Is he here? You can see people running around. People running around at the back. Here he comes. Yeah, come on through, Darcy. Here he is, everyone. as well.
It's not alcoholic.
And the winner in the cadet class, what season he's had? Albie South.
There you go, and I've got a medal for you as well. There you go.
Well done, Albie. Okay, on to the juniors. In third place in the juniors, Braden Blythe. Still got his gear on as well.
Hello, Braden. Yeah, looking smart. And a bottle, and there's a medal as well.
Well done, dude. Well done, Braden. And second place in the juniors. Staying up. Yeah. Second place in the juniors, Archie Whiteland.
Scotty dog.
And the winner in the juniors, home win, Luton James McAlinney.
Sorry, mate.
That's all right.
Oh. Yeah.
Which,
Hang on a minute. Go back in there, we'll call you up in a minute. He's here now.
Is he here now?
Yeah, he's here now. That one at the back. So we missed him just now, he's now here. So the auto cadet winner, Levi Collins.
auto cadet?
Yeah.
Well done. Yes.
Congratulations.
Got to give it to you.
Well done, that's nearly as tall as you.
And that. And an auto cadet. Auto cadet. Bigger than you.
Yours, look at that.
And his medal.
I don't think it's got room. Grab a medal.
Well done, my friend. Well done.
There's a medal for you as well.
There's a medal as well.
Well, everyone.
Overloaded.
Well, we should explain that this man that's joined us is the 2015 Video World Darts Champion. It's Scott Mitchell. And also, you've been on the track all day. You had a good day?
Yeah, it's been brilliant actually. I think the track held up pretty well considering. So, yeah, that was the main job. This was the bonus job.
Yeah, I've never known the celebrity yet to do the track work today as well. Right, on to the intermediates. In third place, William Oppen. Here he is.
And a medal.
Which one do you want first, the trophy or the bottle?
Medal that side.
Congratulations. Oh, that's very kind. Look at that.
Well done.
Feel like a queen.
And in second place, in the intermediates, Jack Scully Sire. And the winner in this class, absolutely awesome to watch this lad, Archie Rolfe.
You are so very special, my friend. Don't put one of them things, Brent.
Can I look at your trophies? Where you are?
This is Archie's. That should be intermediate.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah, it says intermediate on it. Bronze medal, well done. That's like a space in the bedroom, hasn't it?
Even the ones that are like this, we're all done, aren't we? We've done it, wasn't it? Done them all, haven't we? Is that all done?
Oh, did he not? Oh, is that?
Yeah. Where is it?
No, this is a special award.
Oh no, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is Albie? Here he is. Come on, Albie. Darling.
Sorry.
Sorry, darling. I
wonder why I had one left over.
Yeah.
Lovely job. Well done, boys. Great job.
Chosen by Deanne. She's going to come and present it. Going to come and present it, Deanne.
Right, so we've got the Chris Maitland tank card being presented by Deanne. So here's Deanne Maitland. And it's her 80th birthday as well. She's presenting that to us.
Where's your mum?
Yeah. Yeah, to give it to Dan.
Yeah, he's well done, Archie. Good job. Can I just ask Richard to come up? Please, Richard Williams, come up and explain what you've been up to. Right, Richard, can you just tell us all what you've been doing here?
Yeah, basically, it's just obviously Mike's had a really tough time recently. I acquired the crash helmet, which I managed to get the majority of the riders to sign, so thanks to them for giving me the time, because I was interested in that. It's just a way to tell Mike how the DC community, Mike is crusher. I think that's the easiest way to describe it. My last meet today is the reason Mike gave me the break at Wimborne. So I said, when I packed up for I want to do it here. He's gave me the break, she gave me the start. So perfect ending for me. So that's for Mike, for everybody.
Yeah, you can get in.
That's for Mike. Is he here?
Yes, you've got to get his chat.
Excellent. Yeah. So let's see the man himself.
Not me toe, Dad. That's it.
Here he is, everyone. Mike Reed. So, if there are any youth riders that weren't in the top threes, there are some medals up here afterwards, so come and grab a medal from any youth riders. Yeah, lovely stuff.
Oh, wait. Backwards. All right, go
It's only any
steady.
good on the sidecar.
It's got one too many.
That's Eldix.
That's Uddens.
Well done, Mike.
Carry that one out. You don't want to let go of it. Wait, no. Thank you.
Take it down. Sorry. Let me.
Yeah, I just found the same problem. Yeah.
Champagne down there as well.
So I've just been told the collection that's going around for Micah, who has raised about £800. Fantastic. But the lid's not on it yet. The lid's not on it, so still welcome to donate.
Yeah, we're still trying to raise money for a stair lift for him.
Good job taking free class, isn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Right, all set? All set. Right, here we go then.
Really?
Right, so
Thank you.
brilliant racing today in all of the classes. Obviously the 500cc sidecar is synonymous with Wimborne Whoppa Club, so it is a big title for them to win. In third place in the 500 sidecars, Barry Bennett and Robin Lucas.
Well done, Blinker.
So quick. So quick.
Well done, Barry.
And second place in the 500 sidecars, probably the best performance he's had to date in the past, Richard Webb and Goodwin. Successfully defending his former title, Mitch Godden and Paul Smith.
Thank you.
All time with the trophies and shit, you need to bring our own celebration. Well done, Frederick. Well done, guys.
Hey!
Nick, move forward. Right.
Knocking over. Take the trophy down.
Real good.
Cheers, boys.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Well done, guys. Second place, third.
Sorry, Jan, you've got that one again.
Right, come to you. This is for your birthday. Well done, Jan.
Well done to Jan Henry. Happy birthday.
Right, so there's a sidecars. Sure.
So the 500cc seminars. How awesome it was to have such awesome, brilliant riders here today. The world champions here at the Whoppa, just like we should be. In third place, just James Shades. And today, he had a good go in the final, one of our Longtrack Nations champions, Andrew Appleton. 5, absolutely stellar performance from him once again, Chris Harris.
Why need no, that's true. Let me
This is a good bit.
sure.
Yeah. I'll have that one. Hello, boys. See you all next year. It's on the right day. Cameron's giving it the big one, we love that. He's winding us phones up, we love it. What? He's always letting winding them up. It's good though, isn't it? Yeah. Someone's taking too far.
When are they going to do confetti too? Oh, when are they going to do confetti?
CC sidecars, once again some brilliant racing in the 1000cc sidecars today. Some brilliant racing all season to be fair. In third place, Mark Costa and Andrew Wilson. And second place, Ian Payne, one of the best days all season, and all white lemon, Richard Webb. Before we get our winners up here, is Lorraine Kensington around? Lorraine, can you come forward? The winner of the 1000cc sidecars, only wins the Whoppa trophy, also won a
I'm getting ready to chuck confetti on it.
Just watch because everyone's taking photos behind us.
And we've got Lorraine here to present the award. So Lorraine, thank you very much for coming along. And presenting the award to our 1000cc sidecar winners for 2025, Terence Uddens and Liam Brown.
Come and get me for one, won't it?
and you get these.
So we've got several awards to Terry. We've got the Holly Parrot Shield winners, we've got the Red Cycle winner. Ken Kensington Tankers and a Whoppa trophy. That's it. No, but do that, don't they? Welcome and congratulations to our 1,000cc Sidecars.